Hey, it's your guy Tyrrell back with the interviews. In today's video, we're going to briefly analyze the key tactical theme in Arsenal's comfortable 5-0 win over Leeds United. So when we break it all down and we do look at the board, we have Arsenal in a 4-3-3 and Leeds dropping off into a 4-5-1, and that was their base shape out of possession for large spells of this game. And when we focus on Arsenal, what we're going to look at is their positioning out in the wider areas. And initially, we had Madueke and Saka hugging the touchline and providing the width. And what was interesting here was the positioning of Calafiori and Timber. And what you often expect from the Arsenal fullbacks is one to invert in towards that midfield zone to create a 3-2-5 to provide protection ahead of the back three and allow Rice and Odegaard to push forward. And here we often saw Calafiori in the opening stages pushing into advanced positions in that gap between the fullback and the Leeds United center back. And it was Rice, Zubimendi, and Odegaard not looking to receive the ball in that narrow midfield zone that Leeds created with that five-man midfield. They were picking up the ball ahead of the midfield bank, and it was Calafiori operating in that advanced position. And at times you witnessed Timber pushing forward into that advanced position in between the Leeds left back and the center back. This is not to say that there weren't times where we witnessed Arsenal in their traditional base shape with Rice and Zubimendi deeper in that midfield too, and then you would see Odegaard looking to push forward into advanced positions between the wide player and the left-sided central midfielder. And in those instances, that's where you witnessed the fullbacks hugging the touchline and Arsenal in more of a back four. But in the early stages of that opening half, it was Calafiori in advanced positions in the final third. But there were also times where Timber would push forward on the touchline and push Saka into an inverted position, or he would simply be operating in that half space and it would be Saka hugging the touchline. Oddly enough, when Timber and Calafiori made those underlapping runs into the half spaces, Madueke and Saka were reluctant to combine with them, and they didn't generate high quality chances with those combinations. When it was Saka and Madueke in those 1v1s, the issue that Arsenal encountered here was that they were often looking to carry the ball towards the byline. Saka in particular would get into good zones, but his delivery in towards the penalty area would miss the runners breaking in towards the 6-yard area, and he was simply incapable of creating high-quality chances as a creator in those wide zones. Whereas on the other hand, for Madueke, there was only one particular incident where he was capable of carrying the ball towards the byline, but similar to Saka, when he looked to cut the ball back, that effort was cleared. Therefore, when you identify the key attacking theme that created the most issues for Leeds United from open play on a consistent basis, it stemmed through the advanced and aggressive positioning of the Arsenal fullbacks. On the left-hand side, if Calafiori wasn't in that inverted role or occupying that space between the fullback and the center back, in the early stages he was making overlapping runs beyond Madueke, but in both situations when they did get the 2v1 overload or the 2v2 battle, yes, Calafiori was played in, but his deliveries in towards that penalty area for runners breaking in towards the 6-yard box weren't successful, but it did allow Arsenal to get the corner that led to their opening goal, whereas Timber was often shunned off by Saka when he looked to make those overlapping runs. But on the one scenario where Zubimendi broke up a transition and played the ball out to Timber, it was Timber creating that 2v1 and playing the ball around the fullback for Saka, making the underlapping run in towards right half space, and he finished coolly from a tight angle. If you focus on the third Arsenal goal, it's Calafiori in that inverted role in a 3-2-5, and when he receives the squared ball from Madueke dragging the fullback towards him, Rice does play a key role in making that forward run to pull away the center back. But from that position, Calafiori is able to play a first-time ball in towards a left channel for Gyokeres to run onto. And while Gyokeres does a very good individual job of getting himself a high-quality chance, it was Calafiori's ball in towards that zone that helped play him in. From those two set pieces that led to goals, it followed a similar template with Gyokeres, Zubimendi, Calafiori, and Timber starting at the back post and then making sharp runs in towards the 6-yard area, where Saliba was occupying a defender ahead of the goalkeeper, and Gabriel was looking to make a run from deep off a marker in towards the 6-yard area as well. And in both of those scenarios, with those runs in towards the 6-yard area, Timber was able to get a free header from point blank range, and he caused that Leeds United backline several problems. So as you can see, this was far from a perfect Arsenal performance, but they were able to identify an area of weakness through set pieces, and the productivity from the fullbacks in various manners across the pitch proved crucial.